After virtually every major disaster, we see a huge surge in stray dogs and cats. During Hurricane Katrina, over 600,000 animals were abandoned or stranded. Despite those heartwarming stories about volunteers going to rescue pets from flooded buildings, many pets die in these conditions. Don't let your pet be a victim. Disaster prepping should involve your entire family, including pets. To ensure the welfare of our treasured pets, we have prepared a practical list of 7 essential steps you can take right now for their proper care in times of crisis. Step 1. Stockpile food and water for your pet. Most disaster organizations, such as the Red Cross and FEMA, recommend having at least 3 days of emergency supplies at home. However, I think for reasons I will talk about later on in the video, you should have at least 30 days of supplies stockpiled. This also applies to your pets in case you need to shelter in place. The same rules for stockpiling human food also apply to pet food. Canned food is the easiest option. Kibble should be repackaged in sealed Mylar bags. This protects the food from spoilage. Put the Mylar bags of kibble into food-grade 5-gallon buckets. This protects the food from damage, such as getting torn open during structural damage to the home. Read how to store dog food long-term. Stockpiling water for your pet. How much water should I store? Take the animal's weight in pounds and divide it by 8. This is the amount of water they need per day in cups. Store water in barrels. Unlike cheap plastic bottles, water barrels won't decompose and start to leak. You can keep water in these for years without having to rotate. Step 2. Prepare a pet first aid kit. Surprisingly, a staggering 44% of Americans lack a first aid kit at home, and many are unaware that numerous first aid items for pets are similar to those used for humans. For instance, essential supplies like antiseptic cream and bandages are equally crucial for treating wounds in pets. There are some items specific to pets that should also be in the first aid kit though, like some packs of no-chew bandages, a flea comb, tick tweezers, and some anti-worm medications. Step 3. Make a plan for dealing with pet waste. Hopefully, you already have a plan for dealing with human waste during an emergency because the plumbing may be down. The best solution for most people is the 2-bucket emergency toilet system. For pets, you will need to make sure you have lots of these stockpiled. Extra trash bags for dog waste, cat litter, and newspaper. Dogs can go to the bathroom on it when sheltering in place, and it can be torn up into strips if you run out of cat litter. Step 4. Make an evacuation plan. During emergencies, a lot of pet owners are faced with a tough decision. Risk death by staying at home or leave the pet behind when evacuating. Luckily, some disaster shelters are starting to take in pets, as was the case during Hurricane Matthew. However, don't count on taking your pet with you to a disaster shelter easily. You'll need to have your own plan in place. Contact local emergency management office. Ask if they have any shelters that take in owners and their pets. Make a list of pet shelters. Vet clinics, boarding facilities, and local animal shelters may take in pets during emergencies. Contact them to ask and make a list that you can call in the event of an emergency. Make your evacuation plan. Instead of relying on the government to provide shelter during an emergency, plan your own shelter. Contact friends and relatives outside your area and ask if you can shelter with them, or arrange a bug-out location. Have pet carriers ready to go. Keep your pet's carrier or harness ready to go. Write down your info on the side of the carrier. Consider transportation methods. During emergencies, the roads may be blocked, so don't rely on your vehicle as a transportation method. You might be able to bring your pet on a bus, but you'll need to have a carrier. Get a pet alert sticker, in case you need to leave your pet behind while evacuating. Have a pet alert sticker on your window so rescuers can get to it. Step 5. Make a bug-out bag for your pet. If you are new to the prepping community, the term bug-out bag might seem too doomsday-ish, but it is just a bag that contains everything you need to survive through an emergency. This is something everyone should have packed. For pets, you will also need a bug-out bag. Keep it next to their carrier in case you have to evacuate. It should include food packets, vacuum sealed, water, a collapsible water and food bowl, water purification tablets, emergency light stick, a collar, leash, and muzzle, some spare tags, a toy, this optional but recommended, and evacuation documents, which we will take a closer look at in Step 6. Step 6. Prepare evacuation documents for your pet. Don't even think of evacuating with your pets if you don't have their documents with you. During Hurricane Katrina, many pet owners had their pets euthanized because they couldn't prove that the pets were up to date on vaccines. It is best to put the following pet documents in a waterproof binder. Handouts with info about the pet, including photo, in case you get separated. A photo of your pet's microchip number, the owner contact number, and a backup contact info in case you cannot be reached.
It's got my cell number, my pager number, my home number, and my other pager number.
Your pet's vaccination history and pertinent medical history. Step 7. Training your pet for disaster preparedness. This is probably more prepping than most people will do, but I urge you to consider it. Disasters can be immensely distressing for our pets too, and investing time in training them could genuinely make a life-saving difference, can prove invaluable in times of crisis, providing you with added peace of mind and ensuring that both you and your furry companion are better equipped to navigate any daunting situation that may arise. Remember, a little training now can lead to a lifetime of safety and security for your cherished pet. Here are some ways to train your pet for disaster preparedness. Some apply only to dogs. Barking control. Your dog should know when to bark and when not to bark, such as if you want your dog to bark at an intruder or not bark if you have to hide.
No, let's go!
Kennel training, in case you have to put your pet in a kennel for a long time. Carrier training. Your pet may be in its carrier for a long time, such as while in a shelter or when evacuating. Staying. You don't want your pet running off and getting lost in the crowd. Attack on command. Do I need to explain why? Desensitization. Disasters can mean huge crowds, loud noises, smoke, fire, gunshots, and many other things which could frighten your pet. Get them used to these stimuli so they remain obedient throughout the disaster. Have you prepped for your pets? Let us know how down in the comments. If you watched this video till the end, you might also like the videos shown above. Stay safe and stay prepared, fellow citizens.